Hello, Jeffco. This is Shawna Fritzler with Jeffco PTA. We are here to do actually our highest award presentation, the Kyffin Award. And we're going to kick off right now with Kay Slater, our Secretary of Jeffco PTA, to say a word. This is an award that only the executive committee of our Jeffco PTA board selects, and we're pretty excited about it. So Kay, why don't you kick us off?
Michelle, I've known you for a number of years, and I have never once seen you without a smile on your face. Even when we're asking really, really stupid questions that we should know the answers to. You've never made anyone feel like this is something that they should find out themselves or something they should already know. You always answer questions with a smile, and it's delightful to have worked with you for so long.
Jen Granbery, our Vice President of Membership, is next.
Well, I met the award recipients at my very first Colorado PTA conference in the spring of my oldest son's kindergarten year. And it was so long ago. I felt like a total imposter at this conference because I knew very little about the PTA and how it ran at the school level, let alone the district or state level. Standing in line to register for the conference, a person was walking up and down, talking to people about questions, where things were, times things were important, and things that were happening. I watched and I listened to her talk to a bunch of different people. And when she got to me, I said, "You know all the things, huh?" And she laughed and said, "I do know a lot." She talked to me for a few minutes, and I felt not only like I did belong, but I had found my people. I remember her small gesture that day to talk to people standing in line to try and figure out the same events or where to go. And I just appreciated her so much for having gone through the time and the effort to connect with each person. She not only knows how to fight, but she makes sure as many people as possible know how to fight as well. I would also like to say that her tireless advocacy for all kids has inspired me to show up, to fight, and to learn and know more. I'm excited to be part of the committee giving her this award that she deserves so much.
Jeff Kirk, our Vice President of Communications, is up next.
Hey, Michelle. So I've known you for a very, very long time now. You've always been a very strong advocate of kids and teachers, and you've been there for so many different things. You helped me figure out a lot of things and learn along the way, and we supported each other as things got difficult or challenging. The number of, measures you've done and people you've helped and families that will always be better off just because of the advocacy you've done and how you've helped people is innumerable. I couldn't even begin to count how many people you've actually helped over the years. And I know Jeffco is better and stronger off because of you. And we all appreciate the fact that you're here and that even after all you've been through, you're still with us. That shows true dedication. Proud to be a friend.
And Debbie Carpenter, our Jeffco PTA treasurer, is up next.
Oh, goodness, Michelle. You've been an advocate for the children and youth of Jefferson County for a good portion of your adult life. You truly give your all, whether it's running a local unit, doing workshops at Jeffco or Colorado PTA training, or tirelessly barnstorming for mill and bond campaigns, school board member recalls, or legislation that improves education funding, or anything really that provides access and opportunities for all children, not just those in Jefferson County. I'm blessed to have met this rock star about 17 years ago when I was attending Jeffco PTA fall training as a vice president at a local unit. After all these years, she still inspires me year after year to be involved. Her wisdom, talent, passion, kindness, and heart make her a gifted leader, advocate, and activist. The world is so much better with you in it, Michelle. It's my privilege to call you a dear, dear friend. You embody all that the Kyffin Award is about, and you're a perfect fit to join a long list of people who have won this award. Mwah.
Oh boy, I'm gonna try not to cry. Liz Rowland, our Vice President of Outreach, is next.
Thanks, Debbie. I don't even know how to start this without the tears. So Michele, I sat down and tried to write a speech multiple times, and I couldn't do it. I remember almost 20 years ago, Debbie Benefield and Lisa Schrag had convinced me to come on to this thing called Jefferson County PTA. I had no idea what I was doing. My oldest was in kindergarten, so almost 20 years ago. And I remember walking into my first meeting scared to death. And you walked up and you were like, "Hi, I'm Michele. What's your name?" And from that moment on, you felt like my sister from another mother. And I have felt that way ever since. I have watched in absolute awe of you and all that you've done, both personally, professionally, for kids, for adults, for the community. You just amaze me every day. And I can't thank you enough for being there and doing everything you've done. And when I sat and I thought about just one particular event, I keep coming back to the elevator. And for those of you that don't know, Michele and I, for many years, when I was VP of the state convention, Michele was always by my side. And this one particular convention at the Omni, it was about, I want to say 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning. It had been a very long day. We'd had a lot of problems. Michele and I decided it was finally time to go to bed. So we got on the elevator, as always, constantly chatting about who knows what. And the elevator didn't move. Saddest part was, Michele and I didn't notice the elevator hadn't moved for about 5 minutes. Both of us all of a sudden looked at each other, panicked, and was like, "Oh my God, we're stuck in the elevator. It's 2:30 in the morning. Who are we going to call to get us out of this elevator?" Both of us started busting up laughing at the exact same moment to realize neither one of us had pushed the button. So the elevator wasn't stuck. We were just stuck because we hadn't pushed the button. And from that moment on, you have been my inspiration. You have been my sister. You have been somebody I've strived to be like. And I am so, so, so thankful and excited that this committee was able to give you the highest award, because you are so deserving of this award for all the years you've given us, that you will continue to give to our kids, to our teachers, to our parents and our community. I love you beyond words. You are just the best.
Okay, we're in the danger zone, folks. It's my turn, as you know. Part of the reason I met Michele was because I cried on TV. And I didn't know that Jeffco Council PTA existed. And I didn't know that there was a way to advocate more fully. And Shawna actually was the one who introduced me via email to Michele. And Michele, I met you at a Starbucks. In fact, it was a Starbucks at 80th and Wadsworth. And you asked me to come onto the Jeffco PTA board and asked me to be an AAVP. And then you also asked me to be the VP of communication, or we weren't communications at that point, where we wasn't a vice president. And actually today on my Facebook memories, so I was thinking of you because all of my Facebook memories, every day there's something with this group and this group of PTA, and I love that. And on this day, 8 years ago, we were going to the National PTA Convention in San Jose, and that was my first convention. Well, you had invited me, and I came to a day at the Omni, at that very same where you guys got stuck in the elevator. But I roomed with you, so, and we stayed up almost the entire night talking. I saw that National Teacher of the Year, Rebecca Milwaukee, and I was so inspired, and I came home and was so inspired to do more and help more. And of course, we had our mill and bond that year. And Morgan was in first grade. You and I started doing presentations at all of the local units. It was amazing, and we were so wildly successful that year. In fact, a lot of these people on this call were involved in that mill and bond in 2012. And then we did the Year of the Student, and you were by my side as I did public comment. And you're the one who taught me about board meetings and to go to board meetings. And I still go to every board meeting, Jonna and I together on a regular basis. And 2013, we were on this day in Cincinnati at O'Malley's in the Alley and having a really good time with each other in the evening. And there was a Staples guy, and that was fun. Christmas Eve of 2014 was a real rough night. We've had some times together on the phone crying, and, you know, as a result of just advocacy and doing what's best for kids. I learned so much from you. 2015, when we finished out that term, you and I went together to Colorado PTA for a bit, and we started that program, the grant program to educate people and advocate. And you stood by my side even when you were done with that position and continued that. And we did great things. I went to National PTA for a job because of you and because of your support. And, you know, when I came back, I never thought I'd come back to Jeffco PTA. That's Liz's fault. But, you know, one of the things I said too was, I wanted you to be our parliamentarian, and you come back to do that, but you come back to do so much more. You help with communications, you help with guidance, you help with advocacy. There's been a lot of times, you know, a lot of happy times, and there's been a lot of initiatives, and there's been a lot of petitions, and there's been a lot of advocacy, and there's been a lot of crying times on the phone too. And I appreciate that you are that best friend that I can call, even when I'm driving one contact all the way from Colorado Springs, bawling my eyes out. You are one of my best friends ever, and I don't know what I would do without you. And now I'm going to invite Heather, Jim, and Robert, if any of you would like to say anything to your mother. I'm sorry I lied to you, but we needed to do this. And I invite the Patterson family to please speak up.
Dad, do you want to go first, or do you want me to go?
Oh, I'd say congratulations, Shell. Looks like we're gonna have to take you out to dinner. Congrats.
Well, I'm bringing you lunch in like an hour, so so we can do a little mini celebration. But we're super proud of you, Mom. You've worked so hard for this award, and you've been such an inspiration for Robert, Daniel, and I, you know, and I know for our own, you know, when we have our own children, we will 100% be signing up for PTA. And we know that if we don't, you'll be all over our case for it. But, but we're super proud of you, and you totally deserve this. So congrats. Love you.
Well, Michele, if you would like to say anything, I'm sorry for lying to you. Please forgive me.
Mute. You're on mute. Mom, you're on mute.
Mom, you're on mute.
I thought I unmuted. I'm sorry. I think I'm speechless. I really was speechless for a second. I think I'm speechless, and I should have known, because when I tried to sign in, it popped up and said Kyffin Award, and I was like, uh-oh, that must be a mistake. Thank you guys. Thank you so much. I honestly, I don't know what to say. Other than there's nothing I could have done without all of you. It takes a village, and I always had such great support and such great friends, people who were always there for me, no matter what. And so thank you.
Well, Michele, your Kyffin Award is actually being produced, so I will be delivering that to you. So I'll coordinate that, and we'll get a picture of you with the beautiful award. I can't wait to be able to give it to you in person. And congratulations, the 2020 Kyffin Award winner, Michele Patterson.
Thank you all so much. I'm so honored. I'm so honored. Thank you.
We couldn't think of anybody better to give it to.